Let me tell you a quiet tale. A forgotten tale of the second Dragonborn of Skyrim. Set in an age the old scholars would later call the 1900th Skyrim era. A time when dragons had returned to the skies. When old prophecies woke from their sleep, and a single voice, born in a mortal throat, could shake the world like thunder. Let me tell you a quiet tale. As the story begins, inside the Vilemyr Inn. The next morning, within the Vilemyr Inn, the Dragonborn rose from his slumber. The fire had burned low through the night. The air was quiet, still. He gathered his things without haste and stepped outside into the cool morning air. The village had not yet fully woken. He turned his head and saw his horse nearby, rested, calm, and ready. The thought crossed his mind. He could ride. He could reach High Hrothgar faster that way. But he did not. To honor the Greybeards, and all those before him who had taken the same journey, he chose the path they had walked. So he began. He moved through Ivarstead slowly, toward the stone bridge that marked the beginning of the 7,000 steps. As he reached the bridge, he noticed two men standing nearby. One asked the other if he intended to climb the steps. The man declined. Then the question came again, whether the Greybeards were expecting someone. The reply was uncertain. The Dragonborn continued past them. He realized then how quickly news had spread, how all of Skyrim already whispered his name. Deep in his chest, a warmth stirred. Honor, respect, admiration. Yet soon, he would regret how far the rumors of the return of Dragonborn had traveled. He stopped at the center of the bridge and looked back towards Ivarstead. The village rested gently beside the river. People worked together, as they always had. Water flowed steadily beneath him, its sound wrapping around the village like a constant breath. Fish leapt against the current. The Dragonborn stood there and watched, letting the calm settle into him. He felt ready. He placed his boot on the first step. He exhaled once, evenly, then began to climb. Not far from the bridge, a stone tablet stood beside the path. Carved into it were words from the early days of the Nords, of struggle, of discovery, of the voice. A power wielded not with steel, but with sound. The Dragonborn read slowly, allowing each line to settle like falling snow. Then he moved on. The path wound upward through low trees. Pines leaned close on one side, while jagged rock rose on the other. Goats passed in small groups. Rabbits darted along the edges of the trail. Behind him, the river's voice faded, replaced by the soft crunch of boots on stone and the distant whisper of wind climbing higher still. He did not rush. This was no race. It was a journey walked by many feet over many centuries, feet once honored by the Greybeards themselves. As he climbed higher, he stopped and turned back once more. Ivarstead lay far below now. The river stretched like a ribbon. Trees painted the land in shades of green and gold, the mountains in the far. Many travelers had stood here before him, and all had spoken the same truth. It was a rare beauty. Soon the air grew colder. The wind thickened, as if the mountain itself were breathing slowly. Wolves howled somewhere above, watching, waiting. A small pack stepped onto the path, teeth bared, low growls echoing. The Dragonborn's hand found his weapon. The clash was brief, efficient. With heavy swings of his two-handed axe, the wolves fell within moments. When the last lay still, he knelt and skinned them for their pelts. The cold deepened. He steadied his breathing until it returned to its slow rhythm, then continued upward. Hours passed. The sky shifted as he climbed. Afternoon dimmed, clouds thickened, his breath turned to mist. Ahead, the mountain revealed a clear line, where damp stone ended and snow began to cling to the steps. It felt like crossing from one world into another. The road grew more difficult. Snow obscured the path, but the tablets continued. One by one, they guided him forward, each stone placed with purpose, each speaking of old times. He read them all. Their words stirred memories. The dragon's roar at the watchtower, and the first time his own voice had answered the world. Far above Ivarstead, nearer now to High Hrothgar, he noticed a lone figure. A young woman sat in the snow. The wind howled. The cold was unforgiving. Yet she remained still, praying before one of the stones. The Dragonborn did not disturb her. He admired her resilience. As the Dragonborn walked on, he turned once more, hoping to glimpse Ivarstead far below. But the village was gone. Only the distant tips of mountains remained, their peaks piercing through drifting clouds that concealed the lands of Skyrim. Soon, bare rock and ice greeted him. The steps narrowed. He entered a tight, snow-covered mountain pass, naturally carved between steep cliffs of dark. The world here was harsh. Snowfall drifted sideways, carried by relentless winds that cut through the pass without mercy. On both sides, sheer stone walls rose at sharp angles, their rough surfaces dusted with frost, cold and unforgiving to the touch. The Dragonborn moved carefully through the narrow path. It felt untouched. No wildlife, no signs of travelers. Only the sound of wind scraping against stone, echoing faintly through the pass. As he neared the end of the narrow path, a distant growl rolled down from above the cliffs. Not wolves this time. Something heavier, slower, more deliberate. Before the Dragonborn could turn his head to see what had made the sound, from the mist above, the beast fell from the cliff and struck the ground behind Dragonborn. A frost troll, a massive ape-like creature built for blizzards and high mountain passes. It burst into view, charging straight toward him. The Dragonborn raised his shield. The blows came fast, crushing. Though he blocked them, they nearly broke him. He shouted. The force drove the beast back, giving him time to heal. He had fought many beasts, men, ancient warriors risen from the dead, and by this point in his life, even dragons. But this frost troll was different. Its strength was unnatural, uncanny. He drew his bow and carefully coated his arrows with poison. From a distance, hidden from the troll's sight, he launched his arrow towards the beast. It struck true, but the poison was not enough. The beast did not slow. If anything, the attack revealed his position. The frost troll roared and charged. The Dragonborn fired again and again. Some arrows missed, others struck. None stopped the creature. Within moments, it closed the distance. The Dragonborn moved quickly, drawing his battle axe and striking first. The troll swung with crushing force, but he dodged the initial blow. Then came another strike. This time, he was too slow. The impact caught him off guard, sending pain through his body and leaving him gravely wounded. He retreated at once, out of the beast's reach, and drank from his healing potions. As his strength returned, a realization settled in. Close combat was deadly. Arrows alone were not enough. The frost troll healed itself, regaining strength whenever the attack slowed. He needed a new approach, and he needed it quickly. Then an understanding came. He began to reason that what separated the frost troll from its kin was its habitat. Born of cold and snow, the creature thrived in frozen heights, and so, by logic and instinct alike, heat would be its weakness. As the beast charged once more, he acted without hesitation. A scroll was drawn from his pack, a scroll of fireball. He spoke the incantation, the ancient words unraveling in his grasp. Within moments, a massive sphere of flame formed, and the Dragonborn hurled it forward. The fireball exploded on impact, engulfing the troll in roaring flames. He could see the effect immediately. The creature's strength faltering, its flesh blackening beneath the fire. With what stamina remained, he unleashed his own magic, streams of flame bursting from his hands. Still, the troll pressed on. Step by step, the Dragonborn retreated, casting fire as he moved, forcing the beast through heat it could not endure. Then, in a fleeting moment of clarity, the opening revealed itself. The Dragonborn drew his sword and drove it deep into the troll's heart. At last, the creature fell. Its massive form crashed onto the snow-covered stone. Its once white skin was burned into blackened flesh, the mountain falling silent once more. Only the wind remained. The Dragonborn rested briefly. Then he rose. Out the narrow path he walked, where the remains of the troll tarnished for eternity. The clouds drifted around him now, gray and white mist slipping past. One step, then another. The path climbed higher, and the air thinned with it. When the mist finally pulled back, High Hrothgar stood ahead. The monastery sat cut into the mountain's side, not built on the top of the throat of the world, but close to it. Its walls were plain, heavy stone, fitted tight, made to last longer than those who passed through them. Torches burned beside the wooden doors. Their flames leaned and shuddered in the wind, but didn't go out. He slowed as he approached. Near the entrance, a chest rested against the stone. Small sacks beside it. Food, ingredients, supplies. As if it was meant for him. They hadn't been touched, nor disturbed. No signs of tracks. He took what was left for him, adjusting the weight on his back. Then he turned to the door and opened. As he steps inside, the Dragonborn takes in the great hall of High Hrothgar. The space is open, wide, mostly bare. No tables near the entrance, no benches meant for rest, no ornament meant for comfort, only stone. Thick walls rising high, torches fixed in iron brackets, their light stretching across the floor. There is no wind here, but the cold lingers. Moisture clings to the stone, darkening it. At first, there is nothing but his own presence. Then, footsteps. They echo softly, somewhere deeper within the hall. And then, from multiple archways that lead out into the great hall, they emerge. 4 old men. They wore simple, dark robes, worn thin with age. Their faces are lined, their beards long, gray and heavy, falling down across their chests. They stop several paces away. One of them steps forward. The Dragonborn appears at this moment in the turning of the age. His voice is calm, unstrained, yet it carries. First, we will see if you truly are Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice. The Dragonborn draws a slow breath in. Then, with sudden force, he releases it. His voice surges forward, a raw projection of sound. The old man is pushed back. He staggers, then steadies himself against the wall. Almost immediately, he regains his balance. Calmly, he steps forward again. Dragonborn, he says, it is you. I am Arngir, and we are the Greybeards, followers of the Way of the Voice. He gestures slightly to the hall around them. You stand in High Hrothgar, on the slopes of Kinnereth's sacred mountain. Here, we commune with the voice of the sky and strive to achieve balance between our inner and outer selves. The Dragonborn can tell at once. These are not ordinary men. They do not speak of politics. They do not concern themselves with jarls or elves. They do not pursue the voice for dominance. They pursue it for restraint, for stillness. The Dragonborn tells Arngir that he is ready to learn, ready to follow the way of the voice. Arngir listens, then answers calmly. You have already shown that you are Dragonborn. The gift is inborn, but the gift alone is not enough. Discipline, temperament, these must be learned. Without guidance, you have already taken the first step, projecting your voice into a thuum, a shout. He turns slightly. Now we will see if you are willing and able to learn. When you shout, Arngir continues, you speak the language of dragons. Your dragon blood allows you to grasp words of power. All shouts are formed of 3 words. As each word is mastered, the shout grows stronger. He looks toward one of the Greybeards. Master Einarth will teach you, Ro, the second word of unrelenting force. Einarth moves slowly into the center of the great hall. He inhales, then speaks. His voice strikes the stone floor. Symbols flare into existence, etched directly into the stone. Carved by sound alone, it was a dragon script. Ro means balance, Arngir explains. Combine it with fus, force, and your thuum sharpens. The Dragonborn approaches the symbol. As he does, the carving begins to glow. Heat pulses through it as though molten light runs beneath the stone. Then it vanishes. Arngir continues. Learning a word is only the beginning. To use it in a shout requires practice. But you are Dragonborn. You can absorb understanding. in ways we cannot. As part of your initiation, Master Einarth will share his knowledge of Ro. Einarth raises his arms. Light gathers around him. Small, burning flecks, circling, rising. Then the pattern breaks. The light surges forward and pours into the Dragonborn. Arngeir gestures toward the far end of the hall. "Now," he says, "test your voice." Along the stone floor, spectral forms begin to appear. Shimmering silhouettes, translucent figures shaped like men. The phantoms stand motionless, formed by the Greybeards' mastery of the voice. The Dragonborn inhales. He shouts. The sound slams into the nearest phantom. It shatters, dispersing into fading light. He shouts again. The second phantom is thrown back. By the third, he feels the difference. The added weight, the sharper force. And this is not even a full shout. Arngeir nods. "Well done," he says quietly. "Your progress is swift. Follow Master Bori." Without hesitation, the Dragonborn does. They pass through a door. On the far side of the hall, out into the courtyard. The weather strikes at once, worser than the travel up to High Hrothgar. Snow is driven sideways by the wind. The air howls. The sky is dark, flat, gray, heavy. Across the courtyard, an opening leads toward the upper reaches of the mountain. Beyond it, the storm grows violent. The wind there is strong enough to throw a man from the path, strong enough to kill. The Dragonborn understands the Greybeards' devotion, but wonders why they would choose this place. The others join them outside. Arngeir speaks again. "We will now test you with a new Thuum. Master Bori will teach you Wold, whirlwind." Bori shouts. The word carves itself into the snow-covered stone. After the Dragonborn approaches, the knowledge is granted. Arngeir turns. Master Wulfgar will demonstrate. They walk toward a single gate, wood and iron set into a stone arch. Wulfgar positions himself. Bori stands at the gate. It opens, and in an instant Wulfgar blurs forward, crossing the distance before the gate slams shut. "Your turn," Arngeir says. The gate opens for only a breath. The Dragonborn inhales. Wood. Na. Kest. The world stretches. He surges forward and clears the gate as it snaps shut behind him. Later, near the open courtyard, Arngeir speaks quietly. "Your mastery of a new Thuum is astonishing. I thought it was this easy for everyone." The Dragonborn replies. "No," Arngeir says firmly. "It is not. Do not allow skill to outpace wisdom. You are ready for your final trial. Retrieve the horn of Jurgen Windcaller from Ustengrav. Remain true to the way of the voice. The Dragonborn has questions about dragons, about destiny. Arngeir answers carefully. This is no accident. Your fate is bound to the return of the dragons, but knowledge comes in time. Beware the arrogance that has undone many Dragonborn before you. When asked why there are only 4 Greybeards, Arngeir corrects him. 5. Our leader, Parthenax, dwells at the peak of the throat of the world. When your voice can open the path, you will be ready. With that, the Dragonborn does not linger. He turns back through the courtyard that passes once more into the great hall, and continues on toward the front entrance of the monastery. The doors close behind him. Outside, snow moves steadily across the path, drawn sideways by the wind. The climb down begins. Down the 7,000 steps. Soon the monastery began to fade back into mist, and by the time nighttime appeared, the mountain loosens its hold. The steps end, and ahead, the bridge at Ivarstead comes into view.